We all know that feeling, that special autumn feeling as the days of summer come to a close. The light hits the trees slightly differently, maybe catching a leaf starting to turn. The sun rises later and sets earlier, and we want to turn inward. As nature prepares to put on the most glorious color show of the year, let's bring it inside and decorate our own universes for fall. I think the best way to get the biggest bang for your buck when decorating, especially for a big season with a big transition like fall, is with florals. This is the best cat toy we have ever purchased. This is Whiskertons, and I don't know if you can see it. There's like stuck on the ground, this wire, and then the bird attaches to it. We have had this in place. I mean, we've gone through several because I trip over it and I break it. It's basically the best toy I've ever got for cats. So anyway, florals. I know things are difficult for lots of people at this time in the economy, and I did not have a big budget, I got to tell you. So a lot of the stuff is old, very few new floral pieces, and we're just going to use it whether there's a vase to put it in or not. And we're going to deck this house out for fall, and it's going to be cozy and wonderful. I hope you stick around to see how it all pans out.
All right, so here's what we have to work with. I'm really liking these kind of dying hydrangea look. Lots of leaves, whatever these are. Some gourds, fallen leaves. So yeah, I don't really have a plan, and I'm just gonna start putting things around. I just, this is my first time decorating this house for fall. We moved in October of 2022, so sorry, 2023, last year. So it was just like all Halloween came out right away. So we'll see how it all comes together. All right, I wanted to show you something that we've had for a while. So I can't show you how we made it, but basically you can get one of these fake pumpkins anywhere. I don't know where this one's from. Probably Michael's. And then we just grabbed a bunch of these picks that we liked and put a rubber band around them, cut a hole in the top. Done. And that way you can, you could change them out, but I like the way this came together. So this usually goes by the fireplace. I got these at Michael's, these magnolia leaves. They're turning, definitely fall. They're native. Well, no, they're not native. They grow here. This is gonna be for one of the buffets. I haven't decided which one. So I want height. So that's why I chose these stems. The ceilings in here are really tall. I don't know exactly how tall, but taller than any house I've ever lived in. Fun learning how to decorate in a different space. I like the challenge. Then I was gonna put these in front. I got these at Home, but I think I saw something similar at Michael's. Michael's was looking pretty picked over when I went.
A few moments later.
What do you think? Kind of like it. Let's try. Let's try on the buffet.
This buffet is in the back hallway between the dining room and the kitchen, and it's pretty dark in here. So I had these two lamps here, but there's obviously a height problem. When I do my tables, I try to have different levels of height, and the lamps and the floral arrangement are the same height. So I'm trying all these different things, and then I decided to just take the lamps out. And this is a true decorate with me. You get to see my whole thought process.
I'm liking these books because of the color, but also luxury trains. Who doesn't want to look at luxury train pictures? Everybody wants to look at luxury train pictures.
So one lamp is gone, the other one is remaining, and I take a step back and it's still not sitting right with me. I'm gonna try to add some other pieces to make it work. This will end up somewhere else. That didn't work for me, but I loved these candlesticks here. They get their own little fake candles. I will link these in the description. We have so many of these and I use them all over. I cannot trust actual flame in the house because cats. So, and I like the way they look and they're actual wax. I love this box. I got this travertine box in the springtime. I love that the box adds length to this side of the table. So you have two varying heights and a long piece, and then a little bit on the other side. So as we style this table, I have to keep in mind all of the traditional elements that are in this area and bring a little more contemporary feel to the area with the asymmetrical styling. I'm going for a modern Victorian look, so 80% traditional is okay, 20% modern. So if you turn left from our little table we just styled, we'll be in the kitchen. And the first thing we encounter in the kitchen is our coffee area. I try to have everything available for all the coffee drinkers in my life since I don't drink coffee, but I'm obsessed with it. I buy coffee, I put all the things for the coffee people, and I make sure they have everything they need because I know it is crucial to starting your day right. I was really excited to locate some new fall mugs. I love them. They are beautiful, delicate. I love that little maple leaf right there where you can put your thumb because otherwise the glass gets a little too hot. But I also love that it's not visually heavy. This mug is great. However, if you get it, a word to the wise, the fluting on the pumpkin and the thickness of the glass means that you dribble all the time. I am a tea drinker, so I'm setting up my fall teas. I featured these in my last video, except a Victorian London fog, which is my go-to favorite. I love it so much. Right, remember when I told you I bought coffee? Even though I'm not a coffee drinker, here is the coffee. Pumpkin spice, Starbucks, you can get it at Target. I tried to buy enough for the season for Tracy and whoever's going to be visiting, but this is the final coffee area. To finish out the kitchen, I added some fall florals to a vase, put it on the island, and then hung this wreath on the hood. We have a total of 3 tables that I style routinely, the 2 buffets and then this demi-lune in the foyer. I'm cleaning the pineapple lamp here, and I know pineapples make people think of the tropics, but I like to keep it here because the pineapple is a symbol of hospitality that originated in the 1800s during the Caribbean trade routes and stuff, and that was in New England. So, anyway, I like to keep it here year round as a welcome symbol to everybody who comes over. So, if you remember the travertine box that I had on the other table, this is the lid to it. And so I'm just using it as a makeshift tray for these 2 pieces here. And collecting things on a tray make them visually seem like one thing, which is a weird thing our brain does, but hey, I'm gonna go with it. I don't like clutter. And since we're talking about pineapples of hospitality, I thought it would be a good time to introduce myself. I am Nichole, and I am so grateful that you are here with me decorating. Time is our most precious and least renewable resource, and I truly appreciate the time that you spend here with me. Welcome back if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for all of the fall, Halloween, and Christmas decor we've got coming up. Thanks for being here. Here is the third and final table. This one is the buffet in the actual dining room. I'm going to do this one more symmetrical than the others because it's a formal dining room, so I might as well just go with it. I wanted to pull in more of the burgundy colors and a little more neutral because there's just a lot of orange elsewhere, and I wanted this to be a place for the eye to rest. As I'm styling these pumpkins, I'm realizing that I need some color. So this is when I got my little bag of fallen leaves. So, when you have florals, stuff falls off all the time. Well, I've we collect them and use them, and it's especially relevant for the autumn season to have like just leaves kind of scattered about. So a nice way to keep reusing and using the things that you have. These candle grips, I don't know, I mean, I've talked about them before, but I just have to come on here and say how awesome they are. My candles don't always fit perfectly, and I love these because they're not sticky. They have a grip on them, and then you just sort of put them at the base of your candle. It can be a regular candle or a fake one like this, and then you just sort of gently shove it in there and it stays. They're amazing. I'll link it below. All right, let's decorate the dining table since we're in here. I have challenged myself to use what I have. This is the budget year, and I've had this runner since the mid 2010s at the height of the glam era. I want to try to bring in more natural elements to calm it down, which is why I have these placemats. And then I'm going to use my hurricane that you guys have seen before and put these natural elements in it. So, oh, and because it's me, I got caught on this stupid garland thing. Anyway, this was from at home. I liked the acorns in it, but once I got it in the bowl, I was like not liking it. So let's do something else. Got my trusty bag of picks and fallen leaves, and we're just going to put a bunch of these in here and make a beautiful home for a candle for the centerpiece of the table. So I'm positioning the hurricane over these two swags because I'm kind of running out of florals. And then I'm leaning into the formality of the room and the runner, which I'm going to now call Art Deco because that's a new trend that we're having. Anyway, and I'm putting these candelabra that we picked up in an antique store this past spring. I didn't use them in the summer, and I realized why. It's because summer is like the complete opposite of formality. And so it just, nothing really, I wasn't inspired to use them, but I was inspired to use them today. So there you have it. I am bringing in those little garlands that I had tried to put in the hurricane here. Again, more natural elements kind of on top of this runner, and Charlie is a big help as usual. Thanks, Charlie. She likes decorating. I don't know what to tell you. So here's my thoughts on trends. I mentioned the glam trend and the Art Deco trend and all these. I like to decorate classically and think that I'm not influenced by trends, but I am. I mean, everybody is because that's what's available in the stores. Recognizing that, I just decide, okay, is this a trend A that I really love, or is this something that I can just let pass? And you know, if I am into it, how can I incorporate it without breaking the bank? So, for example, I don't know if you guys noticed there's like all these scallops and everything everywhere. I think scallops are beautiful, but they're everywhere. So I like them, but I'm not gonna buy a big old piece of furniture with scallops on it because I think it's a trend. And that is harder to change out than, for example, a tray or a lamp or something like that. So that's how I see and view trends. If I like it, I will make a small purchase. I kind of look at it like trends in fashion, right? So if there's a big old trend going by and there's a huge leather coat or something that's part of a trend, I'm not going to get it. But I can afford a bottle of nail polish. That's a trend. And then when it's done, it's done. And I don't have to get super upset for spending $7 or $10 on a bottle of nail polish versus $200 on a coat. So kind of the same thing. So I'm using the same white plates that I have. Have one major set of white plates, and then I pulled out everything else. Almost all the silverware we had, bread plates, butter knives, stemware, all the things because I really wanted it to be formal, but a little bit natural as well. Last but not least, we are moving to the living room. I had this bowl, and as I mentioned, I'm kind of running out of florals, but I wanted to use it and kind of anchor the pumpkin somehow by using what I had left. I kind of felt like by itself, the pumpkin was just sort of floating, you know, by itself, and it was really lonely. So I wanted to add this bowl with these leaves in it. It took a bit of doing, but I'm happy with the final result.
A few moments later.
I guess we have 4 tables. I forgot about this one because it's kind of hidden behind the lamp and the couch. But yeah, there's 4 tables here. And the setup is already asymmetrical because we only have the one tall floor lamp on the side, and then on the library table is a separate lamp that doesn't really obscure the sofa table. So anyway, these are the last picks that I have that I'm using, and we are going to just have enough to bring fall into the living room. I am never buying a glass coffee table again. I just cleaned this. You can look at the dust. Oh my God. Sorry. I mean, I tried. I tried. It's a never-ending battle. All right, so I've got my little pumpkins. I love this one because I can use them for Halloween and fall. I think this was like 16 bucks at Home Goods. I think they had them last year also. So love it. And then Emma's going to help me decorate this chair. These pillows I got this year are from Target because was having a hard time finding ones that I liked. That's the other problem with decorating. You're kind of at the mercy of what you can find at the retailers, unless you have some sort of colonial skill like candle dipping or ironmongery or woodworking or even sewing. I'm sorry, I only sew people. So I am stuck with what I can find. And I love that this terracotta slash burnt orange pillow ties into the runner that you can see in the dining room. Here's the final look. I love how cozy it turned out. After the season is over, I will definitely be continuing to use and reuse these pillows in the basement because I think a lot of these will go really well on that sofa down there and in the dark academia room. So I'm also looking for things that I can keep using throughout the seasons. I love putting seasonal books here on the mantle, but I'm not going to show you the titles because my fall reading list is the next video, which I will link here when it's ready.